Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa, for those who don't know. Thanks for watching our first video. I hope you guys love that video. Today I wanted to do a miscarriage story and share with you guys my miscarriages that I recently experienced. I'm by myself today. Alex is watching Maxwell. And I think this video is more personal to me because obviously I experienced the miscarriages. But I wanted to do a miscarriage and a fertility video. I was thinking of putting them together, but I think it'll be a little too long, so I'm going to separate both videos. So yeah, I'm gonna start with this miscarriage story. I'm just gonna give you a little background with Maxwell. I had Maxwell when I was 21. I got pregnant when I was 20. And with Maxwell, we conceived really fast. And I did not use any ovulation strips. The only thing I used to conceive Maxwell was the app Clue. It's one of my favorite apps. I still use it from this day. It calculates your cycle. You could write down your periods, how heavy they are, how light they are, your symptoms. It tells you when you're ovulating. So I could put a little video on top of my voice right now and showing you how I use this app. So with that, I used that when I had a Maxwell, and it was a success. And my pregnancy with Maxwell was very very calm. It was very healthy, and I enjoyed being pregnant. So my miscarriage happened around December 18th. It happened on December 18th, a day before my birthday, and it was something very unexpected. You know, a lot of people don't mention this with miscarriages, but you know, you never expect the worst to happen to you, which I don't know if that sounds a little selfish, but you know, that never crossed my mind. With Maxwell, it happened so easily that I thought, you know, it's time to have a baby. You know, I'm just gonna conceive and I'll be pregnant right away. Which was the case, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I did use the app Clue, and I got pregnant right away. And after I got pregnant, I was so excited. I was like, oh my god, finally, you know, I'm pregnant. I'm giving Maxwell a sibling. So excited. And then on December 18th, I started bleeding, and it was so hard experiencing that. It was literally experiencing a labor. I didn't know what was going on, honestly. You know, I googled everything, and you know, it tells you so many different things, but I was just so confused on what was going on with my body. And apart from that, I was so upset that I was going through this. And you know, I just think sometimes we forget how life gives you all these challenges, and it happens for a reason. And you know, at that moment, I didn't understand that. I always, you know, what was going through my head was like, why is this happening to me? Why do bad things always happen to me with my health? So yeah, I was very upset. On December 18th, I was bleeding so heavily, was having very large clots, and yeah, the next morning, I don't know if I'm telling you these events in order, just because literally I can't lie to you guys. The days leading up to my miscarriages and during my miscarriages, they are totally a blur to me. I completely blurred those events or those days out of my head. Like, yeah, I do remember little pieces, but I can't sit down here and tell you step by step of what's happening. I do have, you know, a post on my Instagram. It was fresh from like the moment it happened, a couple days after it happened, so I had more of an idea what happened. So I'm looking on my phone now, just to get an idea. So we went in an early ultrasound. So how it works in my hospital in Boston, is that you call to set up your first OB appointment, and then, you know, weeks prior to the first OB appointment, you get a phone call from a nurse, and they ask you your medical history, the mom's and dad's medical history, and then they ask you, do you have any concerns? Are you experiencing any bleeding or any spotting? And at that time, I was experiencing some spotting, which I did have with Maxwell in the beginning, but this one was different. I was bleeding a little more heavily, and I was having some cramps. So I mentioned it to her, and she said, okay, we're gonna book you for an early ultrasound. And I was supposed to be 10 weeks. So the ultrasound came, and then we went in, me and Alex, and when they did the ultrasound, they couldn't find it abdominally, so they did the vaginal one, and the baby was measuring at 6 weeks. No heartbeat. And they said, the baby is measuring at 6 weeks, you're supposed to be 10 weeks, and there's no heartbeat. She said, maybe, you know, the baby's heart starts beating tomorrow or in a couple days. So yeah, let's bring you back, and, you know, let's recheck this, let's do this again. So that morning I remembered waking up, and I was bleeding so heavily, like the heaviest I've ever bled in my life. And I was just experiencing a lot of pain, a lot of clots. I called the OB's office in the morning, and I told her what was going on, and I said to her, I think it's happening. So she told me, come in and we'll see you, and we'll take it from there. I had an ultrasound. I had it vaginally again, and there was no heartbeat. The baby was measuring 7 weeks and no heartbeat. And that's when I had the decision of getting a DNC or taking the pill. And I asked my OB, and I said, what do you recommend? And she said, take the pill, because you're already bleeding, so that means your body is already processing the miscarriage. So I took the pill, and later that night my miscarriage happened. It was painful. It felt like labor. I felt it like it was stronger than labor, than my labor contractions. And the worst part of it was I was giving birth to something that had no life. So, you know, that took a lot of time to process, and it did, you know, make me lose hope in the aspect of trying again. After that, we decided to wait a couple months for my cycle to regulate, to go back to normal. I will let cycles go by, and then I felt, you know, I have processed what was going on, and we decided to try again. This time around, what we did was we used ovulation strips. I ordered some easy at home ovulation strips. I don't know if you could see that. Bought these on Amazon. They are completely affordable, and they bring a lot of them in a package. And along with this, it comes with application. It's really helpful. So I used that with the app, and that helped me get pregnant. I did experience a chemical pregnancy back in March. And again, I did have a post on it on my Instagram, which is Baby by Maxwell, and I will link it down below. So I experienced that March 31st, 2020. And with this, it was very early. So since I was doing the ovulation strips, and I also forgot to mention that I did use these, and these are more expensive, but I feel like they're easier because of the handle. But you know, you still have to dip them in urine instead of peeing on them, because you have to do it right or it's not gonna work. So the clear blue, let's see if it focuses. It's focusing on me. There you go. The clear blue ovulation test kit. I started testing so early. I was like 4 DPO when I started testing, and I used the First Response. The box is all messed up. The First Response 6 Day Sooner. And I can't tell. I don't remember which DPO. I don't remember. It's such a long time. So I don't think it's this one. Hold on. I have so many tests here. It's not even funny. This one. So with this test, I don't know if you could see again. Let's see if it focuses. Oh, come on. There you go. I got 2 lines. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. But I got my first positive on March 31st. I got my first positive. And I was so excited. It was so early. And then I got a positive also on the clear blue, the blue dye. I don't know if you could see it. It's kind of, you know, I'm not going to show you this one because, guys, I did so much testing. It's so frustrating. And here you go. This was early on, and I got a pregnant. And I took 2. I got 2 pregnant positive digitals. I don't know if it's picking it up. There you go. So yeah, the thing that I learned with people who have miscarriages, and I could speak for myself, and you are never confident that you're pregnant. You lose that excitement of being pregnant. And you know, after I had my miscarriages, you know, things changed for me. I'm more terrified of pregnancy. I'm terrified to experience a miscarriage again. I'm terrified of like just doing all of this, you know, ovulation testing and taking pregnancy tests after pregnancy tests just to feel, you know, secure that you're pregnant is hard. But this is my story of my miscarriages. I know this video is all over the place. Like I said, it's a tough time for me to remember and to go through again. And like I said, it's all a blur to me. If I didn't document it on my Instagram, I probably wouldn't remember. I do want to make a video talk about my fertility now, things that I'm doing to try to conceive, because we are trying to conceive, and that will be the next video after this one. And I wanted to make this video to show awareness that miscarriages are so common. I learned so much about miscarriages, and I learned a lot about myself and my body. And I think the #1 thing is not to blame yourself. It's never your fault. I kept blaming myself throughout, you know, this journey with my miscarriages. But I just want you guys to know that this is something we cannot control. We can't control what is happening after, you know, the egg fertilizes and it implants in your uterus. We can't control none of that. So just know that you guys are not alone, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, even though it's all over the place. If you guys want to, you know, read my posts which were more fresh, visit my Instagram. I'm gonna link it down below. It's Baby by Maxwell. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And stay tuned for the fertility video, and that will be on probably next week. I'll film it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.